Hello, my very beautiful people out there. Today I want to discuss something very important, and I think it's time I'll talk about it. Most especially those in Lagos, those of you who are in Lagos, and I really want to talk about this because it concerns me as an Igbo man who grew up in Lagos. Um, First of all, Yoruba land, Yoruba people are very beautiful people. Um, they're very accommodating, and let me repeat this word: I will never ever bite the finger that fed me. Yeah, I was not born in Yoruba land, but I grew up in Yoruba land, and my parents brought me to Lagos in 1972, to be precise. And I went to school in Lagos State. I worked in Lagos. I had a couple of good friends, both Yorubas and non-Yorubas. I really had a good time in Lagos while growing up, and Lagos was part of me, and I was part of Lagos. Some part of Yoruba land was part of me, and I was part of Yoruba land. A lot of Yorubas were part of me, and I was part of them. And I can never or will ever say I regretted ever living in Yoruba land. And it was in Yoruba land that I lived all my life before I even ventured into traveling abroad. So I will always say this, and I will appreciate this, to say Yoruba land is a beautiful place, and Yorubas are very, very accommodating people, and very nice people in general. You cannot say you will never have one or two bad individuals in a community. Now, there's this issue I want to talk about, and it's becoming worrisome since Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, started his campaign in 2003 to run for the presidency, and also about the governor of Lagos State, this present governor, Governor Showolu. It is very disturbing that my Igbo people in Lagos has been made to be a target for some political reasons, best known to some of these politicians who choose to tag my Igbo people with a bad name in Lagos. There was this slogan that had been going on, the issue of some people saying Lagos is no man's land, and it's a phrase I've been hearing in Lagos since I was a young man. And we all know that that phrase was not originated by an Igbo man or anybody close to Igbo man. We all knew how that phrase came about. If you are in Lagos or you're a Lagosian, unless you choose to remain gullible about who you are in Lagos. First of all, like I would say, I don't see why just in 2003 such a slogan was tagged on my Igbo people, and then because of some people's political interests, that they tried to tribalize Lagos State, that is one of the most civilized states in the Nigeria. I mean, the biggest civilized state in the entire Nigeria is Lagos State. It doesn't matter whether you come from Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Calabar, name Benue, Edo State. Lagosians are Lagosians. You come in there, you blend, and you become a family. The indigenes of Yorubas don't have time to tribalize people. The original indigenes of Yoruba land, the original indigenes of Lagos State don't have time to look at you whether you're a Lagosian or not. They welcome everyone that comes in Lagos. And that made Lagos to be unique. And that's why Lagos has remained the biggest and richest state in the entire Nigeria. And I began to look at this phrase uh, since Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu started his race to become the president of Nigeria. It became very known, very open, that the Igbos were targeted for no good reason. My Igbo people has been in Lagos State for many years, and they have contributed largely in developing Lagos State. And an Igbo man is not a troublemaker. An Igbo man is a peaceful man. An Igbo man is a man that will go to any tribe, any community, and they will blend in, live with the people, develop that community, and live with those people peacefully and make that place comfortable for themselves. That's what an Igbo man is known for. But since Sanwo-Olu became the governor of Lagos State, he chose to belittle himself. He went down too low to begin to target my Igbo people in Lagos State for reasons best known to him and best known to his godfather, who happened to be His Excellency Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu. And I remember some time ago, even before Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu became the president of Nigeria, I remembered in one of the videos where the wife was making some utterances about Igbos. And it was very unfortunate that this wife of his is not even a Lagosian. She's from Shekiri, as you all know. I was surprised in one of those elections where she was speaking on Igbo people. I mean, I don't know why Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu and his wife, including Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, choose to pick on Igbos. They continue to do things that are unspeakable things. You can all see how they've been attacking Igbos, destroying their properties in Lagos State, and they have not even ended up there. They began to pay some youths to go in the social media like TikTok, and all you see them spend on TikTok is trying to speak hateful words about Igbos. That's what you see them do. And people pay these youths, these young men and boys, women. You see them engage on social media and out of ignorance, that they speak out of what they have no knowledge about. And this thing continues to build on this issue of hatred, distaste, try to belittle Igbo nation. This thing has become more rampant on the social media since Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu became the president of Nigeria. Why these youths are being paid to do this, I cannot explain. Now, let me take you people back about this issue of Lagos is no man's land. An Igbo man did not bring up that slogan. This slogan came from one of the former governors of Lagos State, one of the best governors that Lagos State ever produced, in person of late Alhaji Lateef Jakonde, when he was the governor of Lagos State in the 80s during the Shagari regime. And he made out this phrase not because he does not understand the Yoruba nation or Yoruba history. He was just saying this in order to appreciate other non-Yorubas who have come to Lagos State to come and live, to see that Lagos, who have come to live to contribute for the betterment of Lagos State when he was governor. He made this comment in order to say he was accepting everyone in Lagos as Lagosians. He tried not to tribalize the issue of his leadership in Lagos State by welcoming everyone who were living in Lagos State. Then he said, you are all welcome, that Lagos was no man's land. and he never meant any harm by making this comment. But as we all know, I'm an Igbo man. I grew up in Lagos. I went to primary school, high school, and everything. Lived in Lagos, worked in Lagos, had my family in Lagos. So, and before thinking of even going abroad. So we all know it is only the gullible people that just want to remain, what I call, remain stupid. Is Lagos not a Yoruba land? Is Lagos State not a Yoruba land? So who is arguing with who? Why would you say an Igbo man said? Whose Igbo man said so? Where? When? We all know how this statement came about, and I've just said it. It was late Alhaji Lateef Jakonde that made that comment in the 80s when he was the governor of Lagos State. It was never said by any Igbo man. But just because in 2023, when Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu became interested in running for the presidency, he now saw that Dr. Peter Obi was also interested to contest in the same position as the president of Nigeria. All they could do was, for their political interests, they divide this means, began to push these narratives. Like some people will say, if you want to buy a dog, you will first give a dog a bad name. So what did they do? His errand boy happened to be the governor of Lagos State, the current governor Showolu. They began to build up these narratives, saying that Igbo people say that Lagos is no man's land. This is not an Igbo thing. I have been hearing that slogan since I was a young man, and it is just a phrase made by the former governor then. And we all know, we know the history of Lagos State. We know the history, the Nigerian history, and you can't mention Yoruba land without mentioning Lagos. Even in those days when we were being taught in the Nigerian house history that Lagos was the birth of Benin. At that time, even when we are given an exam, we just mark it, just to fulfill our righteousness. But we all know that Lagos is a Yoruba land. But sometimes we see some Benin people that will come to argue in those days that Lagos State was founded by a Benin Oba king's son, one of the prince from the Oba of Benin. Then he traveled and came to Lagos and met Lagos. Then he founded it and began to run business because of the ocean. Lagos State is the ocean, where he was able to trade with the British people, and then he made an empire in Lagos State, and then developed Lagos State, and that was how Lagos State became what it is today. But some Yoruba people would come with a narrative to explain that even before the Oba of Benin's son came to Lagos and developed Lagos or founded Lagos, that there were some indigenes who used to live there, they fish and they farm there. Those indigenes were known as the Aworis. These Aworis were the original owners of Lagos State, the land. They are the Aworis that farmed on the land and they fish on the water. That was their occupations. Lagos State or the Lagosians were known mainly for fishing. One of the major source of Lagos State then was known for fishing. In those days when we used to do those cultural things, there's this thing we call Eleja dance. That's the pure Lagos cultural dance, Eleja dance, like the people paddling the canoe, and so the Lagosians were known to be great fishermen by their occupation, and they also farm on the land. So I don't see why anybody will want to change that narrative. It is just like some people just want to be ignorant. And all they could do is go on the social media and begin to promote hateful speech, trying to see if they can diminish the Igbo nation. These are few individuals who do not see that everything that they are being told is for some people's political interest. I'm not going to have my feelings. I am disappointed that Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu could be this tribalistic, because I remembered in those days when he was contesting to be the governor of Lagos State in 1999. I personally campaigned for Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu in Lagos. I was a card-carrying member of my ward. Nobody saw me as an Igbo man. Nobody looked at my speech or whether I'm an Igbo man. I campaigned for Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and I made sure the people in my ward or in my neighborhood voted for him, and made him become a governor in 1999. I remember that very well. So even when Governor Ahmed Tinubu was in power, we never had all this nonsense of Igbo man said this or Igbo man said that. When we had another one of the best governors that ever ruled Lagos State, in person of Alhaji Fashola himself, Chief Fashola himself, when he was the governor for good 8 years, one of the best governors that Lagos State also produced. We never had all this issue of Igbo man said this or Igbo man said that. He ruled Lagos State, did what he could do, left Lagos State in a good platform. Then came my very good one again, in person of Ambode, the man from Bariga. From Badagry. He came to Lagos as a governor for good 4 years. He laid his mantle and did a good, wonderful job in Lagos State. Nobody had all this issue of Igbo man said this or Igbo man did this. Not until this current governor called Governor Showolu, to be very disappointing. He's also a Christian. But all the narratives that he had been pushing around had been against the Igbos in Lagos State. He's not hiding it. Just recently, we saw what he did. The Charlie Boy's bus stop was changed, and the commissioner was saying it with impunity, like as if that is something that he has that is bothering him about Igbos. Igbos are no troublemakers. Igbos are traders, mainly traders. Anywhere they go, they trade, and they make themselves and the people around them comfortable. So I'm disappointed that the president of Nigeria is so silent about this issue, because he gained from this. He's gaining from this. Just because Peter Obi is from the Igbo extract, that he sees him as a threat, that the only way he could go about his political issues was to tag Igbos a bad name. This has been their narrative, using the governor of Lagos State to carry out all this wickedness against my Igbo people for no good reason. Like I will always tell anybody who want to care to listen, if you remove Igbos from voting in Lagos State, just say Igbos should not vote, and then if a free and fair election is declared in Lagos State or carried out in Lagos State, Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu will not even win Bodilon Street or Bodilon Road in Ikoyi. He will not win it. Lagosians will not vote for Bola Tinubu. I'm talking about the son of soils, the Lagosians, son of the soils in Lagos State will not vote for Ahmed Bola Tinubu. This I can tell you. He will lose badly. If election is conducted in Lagos State today, and you say Igbos should stay away from that election, Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu cannot win that election. Because I know the Lagos State that I grew up with. I know the Lagosians. The Lagosians are the most civilized voters that I ever seen in Nigeria. Lagosians vote for somebody with quality. People with quality, people who has vision. They know what they want. Lagosians know they are the most civilized voters in Nigeria. Lagosians in general. This I can tell you. I've seen a market woman carry out their vote. You see a Yoruba woman who sells her market somewhere. You think she's an illiterate. She knows the annals of voting for somebody. You'll be surprised the kind of question this woman will asking the candidate. These are typical Lagosians. They don't vote because of tribal purposes. So this issue of trying to give Igbos a bad name in Lagos State must stop. I think the governor must do better. He's a Christian who says he's serving the living God. The wife, or do I call her our first lady, is an ordained pastor in the Redeemed Christian Church of God there in Nigeria. And these are Christians. People who call themselves leaders in the forefront of work of God. And they are doing this, tribalizing issues, trying to diminish Igbos in Lagos State, destroy their properties, destroy their means of living. And this time around, they've gone behind to be using some youth, ignorant youth, and paying them on social media. And all they do in social media is trying to belittle Igbos. Igbos are not, we Igbos are not, we are not small people. We are very, very, very powerful and God-choosing people. You cannot oppress the Igbo man, no matter what. An Igbo man is like a candle. The more you try to scratch on the surface of an object and you raise it up, it'll be shining. That is where an Igbo man is. So I think enough is enough. An Igbo man did not break up that phrase. Lagos is a Yoruba land, we all know. Everyone knows it. Who is arguing with who? Who is contesting Lagos State with who? Who? An Igbo man came all the way from the east to come and make a living in Lagos State. And we should all remember that Lagos State was once the federal capital of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Lagos State was once the federal capital before it was moved not too long. So many people do go to the capital city to go and invest, do business, and live there. Just like Abuja of recent. The Abuja people, they have their indigenes who are from Abuja, despite that Abuja is the federal capital. That was how Lagos State was before. It was a state, it was a city, and it was the federal capital of Nigeria then. So what did you expect? People come from different backgrounds, different areas, part of Nigeria to come to Lagos to make a living because the money is in Lagos. For you to make money, you come to Lagos. If you have good business, you will definitely achieve it because the environment too is so friendly. The people are very friendly and very accommodating people. Beautiful people. Lagosians are nice people. I have a lot of Yorubas who are my friends. To date, a lot of them, nice men and women in Lagos. Not only Lagos, across Yoruba land. Go to Ikene. My late brother did the NYC program in Ikene, just right there by Awolowo's house. Some of you know Mayflower Road, by Mayflower School, by Tai Shalane, by the corner there. I used to visit those areas. I used to go to Osho River. I used to go to Shogbo area where they used to do this tie and dye. I've been to so many parts of the Olumo Rock. I've been there. I used to travel everywhere in Yoruba land. Beautiful people, nice people, but some few individuals who feels that they have power has continued to use those narratives in trying to paint an Igbo man as a bad egg. We are not bad eggs. In America here, I have a lot of Yoruba friends. We are like brothers and sisters. We are like a family. Who cares whether you speak Yoruba or Igbo? We don't give a damn. We are all Nigerians. That's what matters. So I'm using this to address the governor of Lagos State that enough is enough for his actions against Igbos. He's a Christian, and he should look at that and stop all these narratives. Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu, if he wants to win his second term, he should do what is nice or what is necessary. Rule Nigerians as a father, as an elder statesman, and as a president, and then give Nigerians what Nigeria wants. You don't need to tell us what you have done. It is your blueprint of what you have done between now and end of these 4 years that will determine whether you have done well or not. It is not about grabbing the power. It's not about being there, wanting to be at all costs. It is the legacy that you lay when you are no more. What people can remember you for as a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What can people remember late former President Muhammadu Buhari for? What legacy? We only can remember him for Fulani banditry, Fulani herdsmen, for Ruga programs, and all this nonsense. There's no legacy that anyone can say this was what former President Muhammadu Buhari is known for. Is that what Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu want to leave before he steps away from office? Even if you have to rule in the next 8 years, what legacy is Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu going to leave behind? That is what he and his family should be thinking about. He will never be there forever. Nobody ever remains in power forever. Look at Babangida. How many of you remembered when he was the president, the head of state of Nigeria? He was called different names. He was called the evil genius. He even turned himself to president of Nigeria as a military leader. He was called Maradona. He was invisible, untouchable. He was the small god in Nigeria. But today, where is he today? He's no longer in power. He's now a private citizen of Nigeria. So, please, with every due respect to His Excellency, Nigeria needs your services. They need you to help the country. They need you to help Nigeria. They need you to do what is positive for Nigeria. The average poor man wants to see you do something better for Nigerians. They want to feel your government than all this childish thing. I will use the word childish thing because you know better. This childish thing you are doing, trying to diminish igbos, creating narratives here and there. You cannot hide away from it. We know the truth. You and your boy called Showole, governor, the governor of Lagos State, is your errand boy, who has had your wife made that comment in some of the videos in one of the elections then in Lagos State. So you know what to discuss in the bedroom with your wife. We know your mindset. This was not the Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu that we knew many years ago. Although time can change a man, situations can change a man, conditions can make a man lose his integrity. But Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu, My Excellency, with due respect, try to talk to the governor and let it stop this hatred about Igbos. Talk to your son, talk to your governor of Lagos State. Showolu is not doing well. He's not helping matters in Lagos State. He's been promoting hatred about Igbos in Lagos State, destroying Igbos' properties. For you to win an election in Lagos State, you got to prove that you're a good leader. Thank you, and God bless you all.